And people might wonder, what's gonna happen to GME, right? And also other stocks. And I'm gonna talk about AMC as well. But so what's gonna happen to that, right? So I think I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible that we're gonna see I mean, we already. I've been kind of updating this for a while. So we saw same pattern as April May run. We are just kind of right before the May run, in my opinion, and very interestingly, they're using the same fractals here. And after this top here in April 29th, they just go, yeah, they just kind of have a pullback here until May 1st, and and they run through kind of similar patterns. Okay, some area they run it faster, such as this area, but most of the times things kind of in line with what happened here. So after it hit the bottom, I wanted to see a confirmation that it does kind of three wave here, right? 1, 2, 3, and then after that there's gonna be a huge giant rally. And back then it was about 50 something percent, I think. This was about this is about 50% rally. So I'm expecting a rally here, but it's gonna be a bigger than a May run because the accumulation was a lot bigger. I mean, sorry, accumulation was a lot longer. And also when you compare to the same area, which is from the bottom to the top here, from here to here, back in April, it only went up about 17 to 18%, whereas this one to here was 60%. So if you calculate that, it's let me just see how much the difference here. So let's say I'll just approximately it went up about 18%, right, in April. So, and that's like 60. So 60 divided by 18, that will give you about 3 times, right? So if you multiply by 50, that will give you 160%. So I think roughly I'm just kind of underestimating, maybe roughly about, I'm just giving myself maybe 150%. So if you add 150% from about $24-25 level, that will give, like, let's say 150, right? So maybe 60. So about 60 is about the range where we saw a peak in May and June, and I do believe that we're gonna retest that range in March. And I'm thinking about mid March OPEX, because I think they don't wanna pass the March OPEX, because if it passed the March OPEX, that means it's gonna be a short squeeze like 2021 January, right? So because they need more time, what I'm saying is market makers, and possibly maybe RC, I don't know, like whoever controlling this thing or whoever have a plan behind this thing. But as how I look at it as an overall whole thing, I think market makers need more time. So they want to have some pullback, right? They wanted to have some pullback after we hit the last May and June high, right? And they want to retest that, because they can just, they can just break this through and just go all-time high, right? I mean, it's possible, but I think it's technically it's more stable if you hit the kind of retest some resistant area, which it was, let's say, if you want to break all-time high from last year May and June, you want to retest that area and maybe have some accumulation there, and after that they want to shoot it up again, right? And then in order to have that, I think there's going to be some sort of a major a news events or corporate actions such as merger acquisitions, things like that could play out there. So I think we are really just very close before heading into a March rally, and then I think it's gonna start. I mean, not financial advice, guys. I mean, like, there's people messaging me privately, all this kind of stuff. But it's, you know, yeah, I'm just kind of doing this as a, what do you call that? Like, I'm just really doing this as a, hobby, right? So, it might not be 100%, correct, but based on, the fractals, the way I'm seeing here, I think it's very possible that we could see this week on a Thursday. And I don't know. The thing is, I also, take a look at DJT. I mean, DJT has been kind of, downwards for a bit. And then I know the fact that I don't think they can, the GME and DJT is not linked together. So therefore, I believe that, one will run first, and the other one will most likely run afterwards. And then DJT happened to have a run before GME, but it seems like they wanted to run GME first this time. And then I took a look at the not only fractals, but also you can really depends on the fractals here, because now you have to really kind of do a tighter TA with the other indicators such as MACD or RSI. So when I took a look at RSI, for example, here, so the DJT kind of down for a bit, right? So I think this is the last step of DJT before a gap up squeeze, right? So DJT have this, DJT had this 2023 November. They had a rally, have a pullback multiple times, and then the final phase before gap up, they kind of drag it out for a bit. That's kind of where we at. But the important thing is how long is long, how long they're gonna drag it out. That's the most important questions. And then I did find out that we're kind of here, this F phase, and as you can see, they do some sort of I'm gonna tell you the reason how I'm like I'm gonna tell you how I found this as well. So this fractal was a lot faster than current chart, because right now it's it's about almost like let's see how many date range was. I think this is way longer, right? So let's say from 2023 November and until the January squeeze into last year, this fractal is gonna play out with a time range of I think 70 days or something. Let's take a look. So from the here to the gap up phase, yeah, 70 days, right? Roughly 71 days. From now, when you look at here, we hit the bottom here, have a rally, same as A here, pull back, C, hit here, D, right? All this kind of weird stuff, and now we are finally dragging out. The problem is, in order to find that when is the time to gap up squeeze, like here, the market makers really, I think they're just really trying to play around with us, and then it seems like they're just dragging it out a little bit, but from the bottom to the here, it's almost 140 days, so it's about 150 days, so it's like twice, right, longer, and which makes sense, because if they want to run this thing big time, they need more time. They need more time to accumulate. They need also, more time. Market maker need more time for liquidity, right? We don't have a liquidity right now. So, so the reason I think we are this F phase, because when you look at the RSI, here. So from the D phase, so you don't have to look at the whole ABC, right? So let's focus on the D phase, because that's kind of where we at. So from the D phase, the RSI hit the top here, and then have a pullback. But what's important thing is they have a pullback here, and they go up, and they go down, right? When you look at same thing, same pattern kind of play out here, come down, and go up and come down. So it's the same pattern they're using here, okay? So after that, they get they pop, right? So pop, same thing happened here, right? Same thing happened here. Pull back, pop, pull back. And when you look at this pullback, when you look at just RSI, don't look at the fractals. When you look at RSI, it go all the way to the bottom. We hit all the way to the bottom now. You see? So that's kind of where we at, in my opinion. And then I think after that, what happened after is they repeat the same fucking cycle here. They do one more. Boop. Go up, go down, whatever. Pull back, and then enter into gap up squeeze. So I think I'm gonna sell my call. I have a March call, so I'm gonna sell my March call when this thing, boop, go up to $28 level. I'm gonna sell, and then I'll probably move that money to GME calls. Just ride with it because GME is gonna run first. Or have some short positions, put positions for DJT a little bit until this thing, because I know the fact that it's gonna have some pullback. So I don't know. We'll see. It depends, right? But anyway, so I will be waiting for that one. So I'm waiting for that pop, right? And I think that's more likely will happen this week on a 26, which is on Wednesday. The reason I say that is because now we look at a bigger picture here, right? And now you have to zoom in, right? So this is 2 hours, and now you zoom in 15 minutes. Okay, so now you go tightly, right? It's like you looking at a zoom lens, right? You see a big picture with a big giant, when you take a photo, like, what do you call that? Like, yeah, it's like giant lens. You have to use that zoom in lens, right? So now you zoom in, right? And then you kind of have your own, you can zoom in onto your focal points, right? So based on what I see here, it tends to repeat the similar fractals if they want to repeat run the same kind of fractals before they want to gap up, because that's what it seems to be, right? So as I have it here, I realize that they might do something similar to this one. So they might repeat the same fractals, okay? So I moved it here. From here, the way it come down, and the way after that it has a dead cat bounce and one more pullback, go up and down, and boom, right? So it seems to me that it does kind of do similar fractals here, that they have a smaller version right now, but still come down, right? Hit bottom, and dead cat bounce, have a pullback. Now we are here. So we're gonna go sideways for a bit, and then on Wednesday 11 a.m. It's gonna pop up to $29 level. In my opinion, and then that makes sense, because when you look at the high, all high level here, when you line it up, it creates a perfect triangle formation. So if the price wants to head there, I think it's more likely it will pop about 10%, something like that, 12%. So if you see a sudden pop on Wednesday in the morning, that's just how they run the fractals, and after that there's going to be a sharp pullback. So we still got for DJT, I believe that we still got this much left. So this is complete. So this green box is now complete. Now we have one more green box here to go. Okay, I'm gonna maybe change the color. So I think in this green box, you know what, I have to change to maybe a blue box, just to change the to change up the color. So we are same. I'm gonna match with the same green box here, so that I can explain better. 1 second. Is this same color? Oh, I'll just maybe do this one. Yeah, whatever. Yes. So green box here. So that's complete today. So now we are entering a blue box. which is entering here before gap up squeeze. So it seems to me that, not financial advice, GME will run first, because DJT and GME is not going to run together, in my opinion, because that's what happened before. In 2024, last year, January, DJT run first. And then after that, 4 months later, GME run after, right? So I think there's going to be some separation between the rally. But based on, I don't know why I'm into DJT though, but I do like the way they play out, the fractals, and I don't know. I do really think that DJT might be a big play here, who knows, right? And I like the fact that Devin Newsom, the CEO, the board members now, he's been kind of publicly talking about the naked short sellings, and also Donald Trump is behind the scene, and then recently the FBI director of FBI, the Kash Patel, he officially became the director of FBI. So I do like the way how it plays out, like politically. I don't know, yeah. So I liked it. So that's why I'm start to dig into this one, and if it happens, it happens. But if it happens, I think you can make a shitload of money here, and not financial bias, of course, but I'm really curious, because I think if this plays out, I think you make shitload of money, I think. but anyway, so I think the gap up phase might be end of March. So we might see a pop this week on Wednesday. However, we're gonna see a continuation of a pullback until March 20th, approximately, and then we're gonna slowly entering this phase, and then a gap up, right? So I think gap up will most likely after March OPEX, and then this will rally to April, have some pullback, and then heading into May. So I do think that DJT is something to watch out for, maybe after GME rally. Okay, so GME, as I mentioned before, GME is set to run on a Thursday or Wednesday. I don't know. It really depends on how they're gonna play this out, but right now all the third the dumping wave is complete. So now what, right? So people might wonder, how the fuck is rally here, right? How come it's continuing to go down? And I don't see a future. Some people talks about like negative stuff, and then I think that's completely fine, right? But it's difficult stock, and right now, because the fact that they're delaying this, not delaying, they're actually taking long duration for accumulations, before rally. So I think it's taking actually 10 times longer than April-May run, right? So I do understand it takes a lot of patience, but I think I believe that we are actually very close, just few more days left before this rally kicks off. So let me just kind of quickly go through RSI here. So we hit the bottom, right? So we kind of hit all this kind of FGH, all these things I mentioned here. So hit the bottom and start to creating this wave, which I did mention every time I do GME updates. And then hey, we got this first confirmation, hey, we got the second confirmation, there's gonna be a pullback, because I see there's a pullback there. Some people say, oh, there's not gonna be a pullback, it's gonna right into squeeze. Hey, I'm just seeing different way, because there's a reason when you think critically, why Roaring Kitty got in April, May. I'm pretty sure there's a reason why for it, right? Because he potentially used these fractals again, and I think that's here. And we have a pullback here, so we had about 5% downside down today. But when you kind of bring this fractals here, so let me brighten it up here so that you guys can see slightly better. So after hit the bottom, we see a first wave, which what happened here on May 1st. Second wave happened May 2nd. third wave happened. It's a very small wave, but third wave happened on May 2nd as well. At the time, the speed of algo was extremely fast compared to right now, and this happened. And the third wave happened on February 20, and I did mention that I might see a Rowan Kitty tweet. We might hear that, but it didn't happen. It just popped, right? So, and then we had a pullback. So this pullback, and there was a gap here. So some people say, oh, we're gonna see this whole gap filled, and I don't know. It doesn't have to, So because there's also gap here, they didn't fill. They just went ahead and they just go. So I don't think it's really necessary here. There's whole gap here. It never filled. You know what I mean? There's a huge gap here at $1.50. Gap. I mean, sometimes gap is necessary to be filled, but not always, right? So, but when you line this up from the bottom here, last year October 2024, also the bottom that was made in February 7th to now, it perfectly line up, right? It created a very nice pullback, which what also was created April and early May, right, before heading into a rally. So yeah, I think we are very close. We just had a just one final pullback, and I load with some options, and then I'm just wait for the Thursday or Wednesday to kick this off. So tomorrow I want to see some recovery actions here. So let's take a look at how GME is doing right now. So GME is doing just kind of going for sideways. So really not doing any price action here. It's not really fun. But I think tomorrow, I think we could see some sort of a positive momentum here. Okay. And I think tomorrow we have to see this some recovery here up to $25 or $26 level, and then have some slight one more little bit of a pullback maybe, which what also happened to here. So you see there was a sharp pullback, after this 1, 2, 3 thumping wave, and then they slowly recover, right? Just going for maybe a sideways, maybe going to a sideways a little bit, slightly upper movement is a better way to say it, but that's kind of I'm expecting to see, right? And then boom, and it looks like this happened on Thursday as well. When this giant candle happened. So it says Thursday, May 2nd, 1 p.m. And interestingly, it says Thursday 4 a.m. So, which means they're gonna do a gap up here, I think. Which means on Wednesday, market close, they might announce something. I think it could be a Roaring Kitty. It could be some sort of announcement here that kicked this out. But you know what? When this rally happened, there's no such a thing as I don't remember there was any announcement or some sort of a news or anything, or I don't know, there was a tweet here. It just rally. You know what I mean? So it might just rally, but this rally will be big one, bigger than 50%. So I think I don't know, something's gonna happen here. How they gonna run this thing up to like last year high, right? Like, yeah, I think something's gonna happen, guys. So so watch out for Wednesday market close. I did kind of post this one last week that I'm expecting some sort of a Monday market close on action, some sort of announcement, but it didn't happen. So I'm sorry, but I would say now this is moved to Wednesday. So I think it will be a Wednesday market close or some sort of a announcement, or it could just run, right? It could be maybe Roaring Kitty tweets and move the and then start moving in after hours, or maybe the overnight trading, and then create a gap up when the web market opens on 4 a.m. In the pre-market, right? And then start rally, right? So it's gonna happen this week, guys. Like seriously, like if the rally start, if rally doesn't happen this week, then something's wrong with maybe fractals, right? Like maybe maybe it's they're using different fractals, but when you look at the overall, it's same fractals, guys. Okay, like I'm not bullshitting. Like it's some people really depending on what I say, or like but you have to look at it. You ask yourself if it does look like same thing, and if this speak to you, if it does look like this, then we are expecting a rally here this week. Okay, this Thursday. You look at this. You tell me if this doesn't look like same thing. And then that's how they decide to make this one. They decide to the Roaring Kitty create this one. Oh, I mean, I don't want to say Roaring Kitty only alone himself. I think there's people behind the scene, okay, and we don't know who they are. RC recently took a picture with some sort of some rich guy from Arab or something. Like he could get any investors from whole world, right? And then like Roaring Kitty, when he got a lawsuit against some by somebody, like it says like he has like 2 or 3 investors, like he's using their investors money, right? So yeah, maybe it's them, or it could be maybe more people behind them. You never know, but there's a reason why they create this, and it's funny that they are stretching this out like 10 times longer. I mean, I'm not longer. Like it's like 10 times. Like it's just stretched out 10 times. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy, guys? So we'll see. If I'm correct, then it's gonna start rally this week. If I'm wrong with this fractals again, then I have to find something else. Okay. But I hope we are right there, and I think there's a reason why. So I don't really just do only GME fractals here or AMC fractals here, right? I took a look at NVDA, right? What's going to happen with a market overall? Oh, there's earning coming up on NVDA on Wednesday. So what's going to happen? Oh, I took a look at NVDA weekly. Oh, it's showing our the bearish divergence, same as what happened here to 2018. Oh, same thing happened here in 2017. I'm sorry, 2007, 2008. Okay. Oh, interesting. They pump the stock with the whole AI fucking shit, and now they wanna dump it. That's very interesting. But it's at the same time, GME is gonna rally hard. So what kind of market are we in here? Oh, it's gonna be a cleanup operation, which is something Lou versus Wall Street also talk about this quite a lot, and this is the year. It's unfortunately that he passed away because of the brain tumor, I think, but this is the year that he been talking about this one, and I think, and then that's kind of where we at. So big tech stocks, the Bitcoin, everything pumped already, and it's gonna crash a big time, and they need that liquidity to cover their short positions, right? And then I don't know. It's really weird that's kind of the year of the of this year, So the big tech stock, Bitcoin, everything dump. Like they're heading into a bear cycle. But GME, AMC, BBBY, I mean BBBY hasn't returned yet. But the meme play is gonna happen here. They're gonna squeeze, and they need that liquidity from this thing, right? They're gonna grab those things, and so that's why, although I don't play NVIDIA, I don't play Bitcoin, but I see them as indicators, right? Okay, it looks like it's tracking same 2021 cycle here, right? The fractals here. Oh, that's very interesting. And the people say, why are you tracking that? Oh yeah, because that's what it shows, the bearish divergence. I've been talking about this so many times. RSI hit here all-time high the prices was moving up, but RSI was going lower. That's bearish divergence. But same thing happened here. It hit all-time high, but price went up all-time high here, but RSI was going down. That's bearish divergence. After that, what happened? You find that what happened here 2021 December or November. It dumped hard, and that's kind of where we at. This is the beginning of a fucking dump, right? So it's rapidly happening every 4 years. 2017, 2021, 2025, every 4 years. Okay? And then many people don't believe what I said, but now I think people start to seeing it, right? So 90% I think of people, they have to look at it to understand, oh, that's what he's talking about. But some people, they look at this earlier, because maybe they see things a little bit deeper, right? So I understand, but I hope you guys understand what I see here. I hope I share my vision with you, and then you guys understand what's going to happen. And then I might be completely wrong, even AMC, AMC, I've been mentioned. AMC is a really kind of weird. It's all wired up all together, with GME and all that, right? And then GME, so AMC is about to have an earning, and they have an earning next tomorrow, Tuesday, right? So AMC hit here, pull back down here. This is a daily, so maybe that's why this fractals has been moved a little bit. And you see there's a gap here. I mentioned that in January last month, AMC could hit this $3 level, and it did, because I see this fractal might play out, because this is from 2020 fractals, and then market maker abusing this for a long time. Even this year, they're still abusing it, and they're so fucked up. So now we rally, not rally, sorry. The AMC popped a little bit, but it has a pullback before earning. But after earning, I think it's gonna go up and then maybe come down, right? And it's just they're just following the fractals here. There's really nothing much to it, right? And then after they just go up and down. But the fun thing I want to talk about is the GME AMC. It will move together. The funny thing is, I don't know, like I'm pretty sure this is not something people maybe find, right? It's not only me, I'm pretty sure, but you have to play with AMC. That's the only thing. That I know people that they don't, some shareholders, they don't like AMC, and I do get it, but I do make a large profit with AMC, right? And the AMC is also it's a basket stock, and then when you get in right time, such as like maybe this time, like you getting like really very cheap discount, right? And then and what I've realized is that when GME in May, let's go back in May, okay? Let me just take you back to the May again, right? Last year, when GME had a rally, like 50% rally here after this kind of pullback, which is kind of where we're going through. When GME had a rally here, AMC also have some a move, right? Positive momentum, but this is May 1st and May 2nd. It only went up 13%, whereas GME run a rally about 50%, right? So which means that GME, hold on, how come my oh, there you go. My OBS studio is like the connection is just disconnected. Okay, hope this is working now. Maybe hedge fund doesn't like me talking about this, but anyway, so it moved together, right? When GME rally, AMC rally, but AMC doesn't rally much. But when GME squeeze, when GME start to squeezing here, the final one, AMC squeeze, which means that when I now take you back from here, now GME is gonna start to run, right? As I mentioned, right? GME is gonna start to have a big run, right? Like 100%, 150 or something like that. Hit, last June or May high, right? So But as I mentioned, that rally phase, AMC will also have a maybe short, small rally, but it's not going to be a squeeze rally. That's the problem. So AMC could hit, maybe go up maybe 15%, but GME will go even higher. And that's kind of spot I realized. Oh, AMC will squeeze when GME squeeze at the final squeeze phase, not that rally phase. Okay? I don't know if I'm helping people to understand what I'm seeing here. So basically, let me clear this up here, because some people get it. I know some people who does their own fractals in TA. I'm pretty sure they know what what I mentioned, what I'm talking about. But so okay, let's take this fractals here. Okay, and then this is the last year May run. So when you break this down, so let's say, so this part is let's say A phase, right? Let's say this part is just like, I don't know, like whatever, right? So let's say this is A, and the second part is B, right? A, B. The third part is C. So this is the final squeeze phase. Okay? This squeeze phase. So, but when you look at AMC, let me copy here. So this is AMC, right? So same the May April run, but AMC, this is maybe A phase, and this is a B phase. So it's so dumb that there's really not much price action going on here. But when AMC, so what makes AMC squeeze is when Gamestop squeeze, right? And this is like crazy. So when you understand that, I don't know if I'm, explaining correctly here, but I do hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So that's what I noticed, and that's what it seems like they're gonna do this again. Okay, so AMC will squeeze not in March, unfortunately, right? And then AMC people don't like to hear this, because they don't like to hear the truth. And I might be wrong, but that's how I see it, right? So when AMC squeeze, AMC will squeeze when GME squeeze. That's June, right? Based on this fractals, right? If this fractals is correct, right? It will be more likely, where is it? June or July? It says, let me see. Now the time is slightly delayed, because the way I see, because sometimes I have it as a fractals based on the whatever the current data, current fractal is, but now you see more things are a little bit more delayed. So that means this will be more stretched out, right? So the squeeze phase that I see between June or July is still going to play out, but where's the final squeeze phase? It will be July. The peak will be around August, I think. So yeah. So anyway, so something like that. So AMC will do that same thing, So AMC will have a earning. There's gonna be a short-term, very small run, but it's not gonna be the same as GME, because that's not the time AMC is gonna run. AMC is gonna run when GME enter the final, the short squeeze phase, right? That's around. I've been keep getting cut. That's weird. That's around here, right? June or July. So anyway, I hope. Yeah, reconnection. Okay, yeah, my connection is really suddenly bad, so I'll just kind of stop right here. But I think I did already cover the whole thing what happened today. So, and that's when AMC is gonna squeeze. Okay. So and there will be I think I still believe that there will be a huge dilution, one more dilution here in April, guys. So I know it's not good news for AMC, but it is what it is, right? That's AMC is a hedge fund market makers some sort of a collateral, right? It's their thing, right? So but when GME pops, AMC will pop, and I think AMC is gonna pop a big time, right? When this squeeze happened in between June July. So but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'll continue to update you guys this week how this thing will play out, and then have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time.